Here it comes. It's The Price is Right.
MMA grade school. We're about to go over LFA 215 and give you guys the best bets, the best predictions, and let you guys know exactly how to bet these fights that's coming up, because the LFA is the breeding grounds for the UFC. And I'm going to love breaking down these fights for you guys. So this is going to be my first breakdown on the regional scene fights for all you guys out there. So if you guys could do me one favor, smash the like button for me, hit the comments up for me, and let me know exactly, man, who's your guys' favorite LFA fighter who transitioned into the UFC? It's so many of them, man. The LFA is an organization I've been following for a while. I got to go to a lot of their live events, and I was actually there when certain fighters made their UFC debut. On those LFA cards early on, like Alonzo Manfield, like Kevin Holland, like Curtis Millender, like Dominique Reyes. Some other fighters too, forget to bring the names up. But look, man, LFA is the breeding grounds for the UFC. A lot of these fighters take these fights and go on to bigger things. Enough about that, man. Now, let's get it started with the first fight, man. First fight of the night, we got Eric Shelton. He's taking on Shanua Kamukaba. Now, in this fight, we got to talk about it because the odds are not out there yet, because Eric Shelton's taking this fight on short notice. Now, Eric Shelton, a well-rounded fighter, with significant experience, both in the UFC and the regional promotions. Looking into this fight, man, he's in the win column right now with 4 or 5 straight wins, I want to say. He's fought at the highest levels already, been in the UFC. Got to see him fight live against Jared Brooks way back in the day. But he has a mixed record, and, he wants to demonstrate everything that he's good at. Some of his attributes is wrestling, cardio, and striking. Now, when we look at his opponent is a good fighter as well. He has power in his hands. He's coming off a loss to one of the road to UFC fighters. But the thing that I noticed about him is he wants to get it down to the ground and try to get the submissions going, because if he's able to get you down to the ground, that's where he kind of shines at. He usually want to get that going early on, because later on in the fight, to me, he kind of slows down after that 12-minute mark and a little bit earlier before that. He has good striking, fluid movement on his feet as well. But in here, his transitions, I think, is going to be key. And that's where I think, we're going to see, can Eric Shelton get his wrestling and get his, takedowns defense where it needs to be. Because when it comes to the cardio, Shelton is known for excellent conditioning, can push the pace all 3 rounds, which allows him to maintain pressure all throughout the fight. Striking, definitely, man. He has knockout power, solid striking and fundamentals. He's capable of using the jab and moving around effectively and keeping his range. Isn't afraid to mix it up and land striking to get to the wrestling. Defense, generally, he's defensively sound, especially I like it when he keeps his range out there from the distance, though, and tries not to be hit. Looking at this fight, I'm going with Eric Shelton in this prediction, man. It's not the most confident pick, but just looking at the first fight of the night on the main card, this is one that I'm definitely targeting. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got Jake Woodley taking on Trent Miller. Good matchup in this one. The matchmakers definitely did a solid in this one. When it comes to Jake Woodley, he's a solid, experienced fighter who brings well-rounded game, strong striking, good grappling base. I was watching this last fight out, and he was able to get the win in that one. When you look at how these guys match up, Jake Woodley's the -130 favorite in here. Come back on Trent Miller's at a -110. Now let's talk about Trent Miller, on the other hand, a fighter with a gritty, hard-nosed style approach to fight. Is known for his toughness and brawn styles, but also has possessed good grappling skills and submissions. Now, when we see this fight taking place, I could definitely see the striking and the pressure getting to Trent Miller. If Woodley keeps this on all throughout the first 2 rounds in there. In that second round, when the pace starts to pick up, I could definitely see Miller landing some clean strikes in there. Woodley's going to have to counter a lot, and his striking ability is going to leave him a little bit vulnerable for more stuff to come his way. Now, when you look at the odds and how this fight could definitely break down, I think it's going to be a lot closer. That's why the lines are like implemented where they are right now. But just looking at it, I think Woodley's the side in this one, man. Trent Miller, like I was saying, his aggressive style is going to leave him vulnerable to get hit compared to the more clean technical striking of Jake Woodley. I do favor that in this matchup, but to me, I think this is a good matchup on both these sides right here. But I got to go with Jake Woodley in this one, man. Yeah, I'll take Jake Woodley in this one. Next fight taking place, we got a good one. Arnaldo Jimenez taking on Rafael Rafael Donacimento. Man, why is it? It seems like whenever you read a name, you have a problem pronouncing it. But I could say Nascimento, no problem. But when you're reading something off paper, it messes with you sometimes, man. Well, let's get down to it, though. Nascimento, the big favorite in here, minus 275, plus 185 for the dog in this one. Now, when you look at both these fighters and what they're good at, let's talk about it first so we can get down to it. Nascimento, 10-3 with a good finishing pedigree. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist with a reputation of submissions. When it comes down to it, his striking could definitely leave some things to be desired. Arnaldo Jimenez, in his record, 12-3, decision-orientated fighter. But for me, with him, I think Nascimento is going to be a little bit too much on the mat for Jimenez to determine the round. Looking at the odds and how they got this matched up, he's a big favorite, 3-1 favorite on the book right here. And, I think this can be competitive for the first round. But after that first round, I think the jiu-jitsu is going to be a little bit too much in this matchup. But I think this is a fight, too, to where let's just play out the narratives a little bit, okay? Nascimento, he has the shorter reach, elite grappling, looks for takedowns and submissions, ground control, But Arnaldo Jimenez, his strength and path to victory, taller, more balanced, effective distance, relies on cardio, point firing, steady decision, His jab is nice though, man. He might be able to leverage that with his height and reach. But with the grappling threat of Nascimento is likely to close the distance, shoot for takedowns, and work for submissions. When we just look at this fight, Jimenez is going to be the tall technical guy, relies on, usually winning decisions. Nascimento, compact fighter, grappling heavy, submission specialist. Man, can Jimenez manage the distance, defend takedowns, or Nascimento get him down and exploit him on the ground? I got to go with the submission guy in this one, man. Give me Nascimento to win. And, yeah, man, I think he wins in a third rounder decision. Now, look, when I'm giving my picks on my predictions on this, don't take it the wrong way. I like all fighters in MMA, okay? And you just got to give a pick and a prediction. But that's all it is, okay? So don't ever take this the wrong way if I'm picking the other side or if a fighter is even hearing this information. It's all fights, man. And y'all could do it way better than me. Next fight taking place. We got a good one, though, man. This is going to be a real good one, man. Chris Makate versus Eric Visconti. Now, let's talk about this one, man. Chris Makate, 5-1 in his latest 6 fights. Well-rounded, strong grappling base with opportunistic striking. When we look at it, though, his excellent wrestling transitions and high fight IQ is what I like. He stays calm under pressure too, and his cardio always holds up for 3 rounds. His weakness, not that much power. He's not one-punch finisher, Can't be hesitant at times to strike. Eric Visconti, 7-0 undefeated fighter, man. Striker with aggressive pressure and power. When it comes down to his kickboxing, that's his foundation. Fast combinations, moves real good on the feet, especially earlier. He has that killer instinct, and I ain't talking about the video game. Whenever he smells damage or blood, he goes for it. Now, some of his tendencies and weakness, he tends to phase, as that second round starts. His takedown defense is okay, but it can improve, especially when it gets tested against high-level grapplers. Now, in this matchup, classic striker versus grappler matchup, Makate will look to close the distance, clinch, drag him down to the mat. Visconti will try to keep it to the feet, range, uses fast hands, and, kicks to dictate the pace early. If Visconti can stuff the takedowns and can land something big, hey, man, that might be his path to victory in here. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I think Chris Makante's real good. Training over there at Bloodline with Cub Swanson, Richie Miranda, Jacob Rosales, and a couple of LFA champions over there, and Danny Silva. I think those guys are turning it around right now. I think they're one of the better gyms in SoCal, especially, out here with all the young fighters that they got. And the thing that I like is all their fighters are kind of in the same weight classes and divisions. They don't got a lot of welterweights and middleweights, but yeah, now in this matchup though, whenever you have an undefeated fighter, right, there's what's the path to victory to beat him. In this one, I think the path to victory is beat him. Is just exactly how Makate fights, man. Get the wrestling advantage to go out there, and get the takedowns and everything like that. Round 2 and 3, I think will dictate exactly where this fight goes. And the grappling difference will be a big advantage for Makate. I think Makate wins. Give me the dog in this one. I think he gets it done on the scorecards. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got Michael Reyes, and he's taking on Adrian Garcia. But before we get to this fight, do me a favor, man. I know you guys are watching this right now. Smash the like button for me and hit the comments up. It's our first prediction video on LFA, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be here every single week giving you guys my picks and my predictions and the sides on both these fighters and, try to stow the storyline between gambling odds. All right, so in this one, let's talk about the fight. Michael Reyes, 33 years old, his style and his stance, boxing well-rounded, with finishing ability. His KO upside, 30%, submissions, 20%, decisions, 50%. Balanced skill set, capable of finishing fights, both standing and on the ground. Now, when we look at Adrian Garcia, younger fighter in here, he's known as the more durable guy. But when you look at how his path to victory is going to be to win, I think it's going to be to slow it down, utilize his volume and striking, avoid the risky positions and rely on his endurance and cardio to get the decision win. The battle's going to be one where the cardio is played at. And I think Garcia's cardio and tactical approach might neutralize Reyes' aggression. But Michael Reyes, man, when it comes down to it, he's an aggressive fighter. And he's always looking for the finish compared to Garcia. That's the more steady line fighter out there. Tapology is going with Reyes to win this fight. When we look a little bit more deeper into this fight, let's talk about it, okay? Now, the striking in the stand-up game, Reyes is definitely going to hold the advantage in there, higher finishing rate. Garcia appears more conservative. He only likes to throw when he's getting thrown at. But the grappling in the ground game, Reyes has got a couple of finishes by submission. Garcia still hasn't recorded submission yet. So when you look at it, though, Reyes does have way more ways to finish this fight. And Garcia is a guy that usually goes to decisions a lot in his fights, okay? Back and forth on this fight. I think that line's a little bit off. But I do think Garcia could do enough to win on the scorecards. This is one where I think the favorite gets his hand raised. Let me know who you guys like in that one, though. All right, man. The next fight taking place. We got a good one. Championship time, man. Eduardo Enrique is taking on Devon Luzi. Now, in this one, Eduardo Enrique came from the Ultimate Fighter series to where he lost against, Jose Morales or Mendez, who just fought last week as a big underdog. I remember that fight in there. He just got taken down and was held down to the ground. And he couldn't do anything to get up. It wasn't looking good for him, right? But let's talk about this fight and exactly how it breaks down. Now, when you look at both these fighters, I think the KO and the power upside is going to be 100% on Enrique in this spot. He has good striking, likes to attack the body as well. He has that championship pace level. The thing that you look in this fight, though, is that when the rounds are going, who has that championship experience? He does. Some of his pros is going to be that he can definitely adapt to the fight as it's going, as long as he's not getting taken down on the mat. Now, when you look at Loja's path to victory, he's going to have to land something big, man. Throw them big bombs, get him out there, explosive. He starts early on the fights, but then again, powerful strikes, he starts to fade. As this fight goes through the later rounds, if he can't get him out there early, he's going to have to land a big Hail Mary. I think in this first round, though, we're going to see Loej land, a few body kicks. Enrique is going to use the jab. And then in that second round, though, in that third round, I think Enrique is going to come a little bit live, land combos, get some takedowns and maintain control. Enrique in round 4, round 5, that's why I think the volume is going to be too much, and I think he's just going to really outstrike his opponent. Give me and still champion in this one. But let me know who you guys like in that one, man. All right, next fight taking place. We got a good one, man. Richie El Machete Miranda taking on Barzilay. Now in this one, I gotta say it, man. Richie Miranda, I think, is one fight away from getting into the UFC. He's a fighter that I've been covering over here, for a while now. He trains at the Bloodline Promotion gym that he switched from his other gym. What was it? The Den, where he was training with the likes of Ben Jones and Curtis Millender and Jacob Rosales. But the thing that I like is he switched up his camp, and he was like, all right, let me go to somewhere else, and when the gym switch happened, he picked up the right gym because, man, he looked like he picked up some more tools to his toolbox in this game. Coming off of a fight last time out to where he was a big underdog and he got that win and he finally got that championship belt in there, man. So yeah, that was definitely a big statement for him coming out there. Okay. Now when we look at his opponent, man, this guy trains over there with Nathan Levy, okay? And I want to say this right now, man. I think both these guys have what it takes to get to that next level, okay? Barzilay, I think he's going to stay elusive in the early rounds. If he goes to the scorecards, he might be able to win the decision. But less likely, I think he's going to be the guy using his movement out there, counters effectively, looking to counter a lot. And Richie Miranda, that's the thing. He uses his striking to set up his wrestling, okay, and to set up the takedowns from there. Now, Miranda's conditioning is something that I think that's going to push the pace and overwhelm him as this fight goes. It's a little bit too much. He's going to be able to sustain good pressure with leg kicks too. He has power as well when he's throwing out there. Now, Miranda likely to push the volume with striking pressure, and Barzilay rhythm might be a little bit not enough to get Miranda off his game plan. Now, when we talk about the KO probability, I give that to Miranda. The decision, I also give that to Miranda. Less likely KO coming from Barzilay, just because I don't think that he has that power. Well, Richie Miranda's durable, man. When it comes down to it, he's just durable, man. And his strengths is going to be some of the things that you can't look past in the fight. Elite cardio, relentless pressure, proven finishability. Now, when you talk about Barzilay, he's good too. Fast, dynamic striking with a high fight IQ. Undefeated momentum is hard to get behind now, right? It definitely is. So when you guys are really trying to break down this fight and see who should we bet on? Who should we pick? When you guys look at the odds, it's not that bad. Now, I want to look back real quick and show you guys the interview that I did with Richie Miranda, actually, just to talk about some of the things that he was talking about that he added to his game and everything like that. So rock with me real quick. Let's add this on and, go ahead and let me see. Oh, nope. That's what happens when you try to do the live edit, man. So I was trying to add a video clip on there from the interview, but it ain't letting it go, man. It's all good. With that being said, man, I think this fight is probably going to go all 5 rounds. And if it doesn't, I can see Richie Miranda getting the submission, late in that fight, okay? Now, when we talk about this fight on how it could break down round for round, I think earlier on, the dog is going to be live, Barzilay, but that late round pressure from Miranda is going to be a little bit too much. So I'm going to go ahead and take Miranda in this one. All right, man. We went through the whole card for you guys. LFA 215. Now, look, man, this is my first prediction show, solo, trying to do everything for you guys. Please let me know in the comments, man. What do we need to do? What do we need to improve? What odds do you guys want? And hey, man, just let me know in the comments who you guys are betting on in the LFA this week, man. I love watching the LFA fight. So make sure you guys tune in this Friday night going down in Ventura, California. Okay, make sure you tune in. This is MMA Locker Room with Pub Sports Radio, giving you guys the MMA grades for LFA.